Hey guys, I'm back again. And this is the 3M Cubitron Scotch-Brite fiber bristle wire wheel. Yeah, this thing's pretty frickin' based, man. You can see here it's removing this light rust off of the threads on this C-clamp. So you can see here in the after shot it did a pretty good job of removing that rust, and it even removed the rust from in between the threads. These wheels are unique in that they don't use a traditional metal wire for the bristle. They use a ceramic aluminum oxide blend which is embedded into a fiber material. The bristle material is much more flexible than the traditional wire wheel material, so they conform better to odd shapes, and the bristles can get into grooves and in between threads on a bolt. And they require less pressure to operate as well. I use mine on this little 1/4 horsepower grinder with no issues. They're also safer to use. You don't have to worry about any wires flying off of it. Now, I'm not recommending you go ahead and stick your finger in there, but if you've ever had your finger get nicked by a metal wire wheel, I would much rather have it get nicked by this fiber bristle one. The one I use is a 120 grit, so it's on the gentler side, but they do have them in grits all the way down to 50. They also come in varying widths, from 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Mine is the 7/16 width. And when I first bought mine, it was $49. For some reason now, 3M is really proud of this one. They want $97 for it on Amazon. If you shop around, you can still get these in the $50 to $60 range. Just search for 3M bristle wheel or Cubitron bristle wheel or Scotch-Brite wheel and you'll find them. I think the 120 grit one that I have is perfect because you can use it around wood without worrying about damaging it. Here I am cleaning up the metal ferrule on a wood screwdriver handle. If you tried this on a traditional metal wire wheel, that wood would get all mangled up. But when using the fiber bristle wire wheel, you can clean up the metal without damaging the wood. You can even use it on wood. Now, I don't recommend doing this without testing it in a small area first, especially if you have one of the coarser grit wheels. But here with the 120 grit wheel, I'm cleaning up the wood threads on an old woodworker's clamp. The bristles got up in the threads and cleaned them out. No damage to the wood. Another area where you wouldn't dare use a traditional wire wheel is when working with aluminum. If you take a metal wire wheel to aluminum, it's going to scratch it all up. Here, using the fiber bristle wire wheel, it removed all the oxidation from the aluminum, and it kind of even polished it up too. Now again, I'm using the 120 grit wheel, so if you're using a coarser grit wheel, you might not get the same results. Now this isn't a magic wand. There are some things that it can't do. If there's heavy rust or deep pitting, you'll still need a traditional wire wheel for that. On this wrench there was some pitting in the chrome and the fiber bristle wheel barely phased it. So I do keep a regular wire wheel on the other side of my grinder. It's kind of like the duality of man. The fiber bristle wheel won't replace a traditional wheel. They kind of complement each other. The way I look at it, the traditional wire wheel is for the heavier stuff, and the fiber bristle wheel is for the lighter stuff, or anything that I think might be damaged by the regular wire wheel. If you already use one of the metal wire wheels, I highly recommend picking up one of these fiber bristle ones. It's become one of my favorite tools. If you've been watching my channel, then you've seen it used in many of my restoration videos. And I'm sure you'll see it again in future videos as well. So thanks everybody for watching. See you later. Bye.